Hello and welcome back. Today we are going into the second video of Cities Skylines 2's Dev Diary series, talking all about AI. This one I'm extremely looking forward to. There have been so many AI issues when it comes to CS, or at least the original game. Traffic nightmares just didn't like the amount of times traffic just wouldn't do anything the way that you wanted it to do unless you had things like Traffic Manager President Edition or other mods like that. You can see already chat is going crazy right now waiting. We are about 3 minutes away from doing this. I can't wait, you can't wait. Let's get ready. This is a live reaction. You'll be able to see my City Skylines playthroughs every Saturday 3 PM BST, so make sure you're there. Let's do this. Okay, here we go. Are we all ready? I am. Oh, I'm so excited to see how they've improved AI. And as always, we'll go back and watch everything afterwards. Let's do this.
People are the lifeblood of your city. As they move through it, they set the city's pulse. Not in the cold rhythms of code, but with the variability and pace of a real city. So you should expect the same order and chaos that emerges when countless individual decisions are made all at once. It's a level of vibrant realism you've never seen before, and it's powered by the deep simulation of traffic AI. How people move from A to B in your city is called pathfinding. Previously, pathfinding meant choosing the shortest route by distance, but ignoring factors like travel time and traffic congestion was less than ideal. Pathfinding has changed. In Cities Skylines 2, 4 main factors influence how people move through your city. These factors are called pathfinding costs. People weigh up these costs to decide where to go and how to get there. The path with the lowest cost is the path they choose. But how people weigh up these costs is very different. To help you understand, let's walk through the 4 pathfinding costs.
Okay. Interesting.
Time is usually the most important pathfinding cost. Everyone will pick their quickest route to their destination if they can. Comfort is another pathfinding cost. Who doesn't want a smooth journey? Wouldn't you avoid tricky intersections if you could? The availability, convenience, and cost of parking will now impact where people choose to go and how to get there. Easy parking is actually the deciding factor for some people when choosing where to socialize and spend their money. That's another pathfinding cost: money. Fuel, parking, and public transport tickets can seriously add up. So it's a factor in where people choose to go and how they get there. The final factor influencing pathfinding is behavior, or how likely people are to engage in risky maneuvers on the road. U-turns, lane hopping, and speeding can reduce travel times, lower fuel consumption, and avoid some of the inconvenient aspects of travel. To keep pathfinding costs low, people will reroute if something happens on their journey. For example, if they get caught behind a traffic accident that takes too long to clear, they'll find another way to get where they're going. Hang on. Traffic accidents? Afraid so. Drivers can lose control and crash their vehicles into traffic and buildings.
Wow.
Yikes. You see, things like wet roads, extreme weather events, and the time of day can increase the risk of a collision. But it's actually poor road conditions that should keep you awake at night. Want to reduce the risk of serious mishaps? Send your road maintenance crew out ASAP. Traffic AI has improved pathfinding so much that you can now grow a larger population. But remember, a big population brings opportunities and challenges. 2 info views can help you plan and react when life takes a left turn. Traffic Info View takes the guesswork out of traffic management. It delivers a real-time overview of how much traffic is on your road network and traffic, so you can resolve problems quickly. Deep simulation transforms the movement of people, goods, and services through your city into the pulsing reality of a living, breathing city. But how people choose their path? That is always a response to the world around them. A world of your creation.
Wow. Okay, so they have completely redone everything we could think possible when it comes to AI pathfinding. So now we'll probably go back to this in a bit, because I do want to go in and see like a few things in the video if there's anything that we might not have seen before. But so it sounds like the main, maybe these 4 things are stacked, you know. So if time is the biggest factor, then they'll obviously prioritize that. If comfort is the biggest factor, they'll prioritize that, whilst also going back and forth. This makes me wonder if different citizens are going to have different ways of pathfinding, because it also said something there about their, what's the word that I'm thinking of? What's the word I'm thinking about? Like how likely they are to get into traffic accidents and stuff. Maybe we're looking now that the citizens can be those awful white van men. I know it's a bad stereotype, but maybe that is what we're going to be looking at in the future. Let's take a look at this again, and let's see anything that I might have missed, which definitely might have happened. A very unique art style for this, by the way. Okay, so let's just have a quick look and see if there is anything here that we might not have seen before. Now, there looks like there might be some sort of school down here as well. You can see just up here, there's a radio tower, which makes me wonder what this is specifically used for. Maybe it's looking back into natural disasters and fire availability and stuff. Maybe it's something else. I'm not entirely sure. But let's re-listen to the bit about the 4 types of pathfinding as well, because I think that's very important. These buildings, by the way, look glorious on this view. Look absolutely glorious. The lighting effects that we've seen previously, this, and also the environment here. It's very like smoggy, like you'd see in a city, you know. I'm not sure if this is an environmental factor from like the weather. Maybe it's about to snow. Maybe there's other disasters that we should be knowing about, dust storms and stuff. Maybe this is a heavily polluted air pollution area, because that is definitely a thing that's playable in the game. And that's very interesting as well. I didn't really think about that, because like you're looking like in the distance, it's very foggy. It's very foggy. What's here? Anything else that I can see that's new? Obviously, this university we keep seeing. There's like a little football field up here. This is like quite a nice little park, actually. This is something that I haven't really seen before. Of course, I'm not sure if this is the same city that $2.20 bought or not. It could be, because they're just behind my head. There's a couple football fields on the coast. This is beautiful. I think one of the main things that I really didn't like in the original CS was how jelly-like the water is. It still looks slightly jellified here, but like just the overhaul of the graphics on this water looks beautiful. All these trees as well along this coast looks glorious. And I'm trying to see. I'm not entirely sure if this is the same city or not. So I'm looking at this as well. I didn't see this in the first one. We might be in a completely different area, of course. I think this might be some sort of cargo harbor, or maybe a passenger harbor. Potentially. Very potentially.
Never seen before. And it's powered by the deep simulation.
This is the same shot, just back. This is the these are the 2 football fields that are behind my head. I think this is the same city, actually, because you can see a rail yard here. With these coal power plants as well, so it might be.
Is called pathfinding. Previously.
Also, this here, I understand like there's still a while ago, but this seemed like quite dropping. There's quite a few frame drops of this, like from this and this
is called pathfinding
to this.
Previously, pathfinding meant choosing the shortest route
I'm not sure.
distance. But
I'm not sure.
Factors like travel time and traffic congestion was less than ideal.
Let's quickly watch this bit again.
Has changed.
Okay.
In Cities Skylines 2, 4 main factors influence how people move through your city. These factors are called
just
pathfinding costs.
re-listen to this again, just so I'm aware.
These costs to decide where to go and how to get there. The path with the lowest cost is the path they choose.
Path with the lowest cost. So maybe that is the fundamental thing, because obviously fuel and stuff came into this, and parking charges. Oh my god, my head was covering it. You could change how parking lots, or how much parking lots cost. So we'll be looking into that as well. Let's have a look.
But how people weigh up these costs is very different. To help you understand, let's walk through the 4 pathfinding costs.
That right there. That right there makes me think that the citizens will have a direct choice of which one they favor. And I'm wondering if that is entirely linked in to how happy they are as well. Because at the moment, the only reason, or at least in CS1, the only reason that people weren't happy with services and stuff, but they never had a negative impact apart from the flashy, my land value is too low, or there's too much noise and stuff, Maybe this is now, we're talking about a direct influence into what makes a citizen choose what pathing option they want to go. So that could be interesting.
Costs. Time is usually the most important pathfinding cost. Everyone will pick their quickest route to their destination if they can.
Yeah.
Comfort is another pathfinding cost. Who doesn't want a smooth journey?
Now that's very strange as well. I'm wondering how much of a play that will have, because in my mind, when you think about comfort, I'm more thinking about how nice an area looks. Like, you think about those long scenic routes that you used to drive down, or you didn't want to take the motorway, so you take the back roads. Comfort for me sounds like how non-lumpy and bumpy your roads are. So I'm wondering if how smooth your journey is also going to now take a... Well, apparently it is, but how that's going to affect traffic AI as well.
Wouldn't you avoid tricky intersections if you could? The availability, convenience, and cost of parking will now
Cost of parking
impact where people choose to go and how.
Also, I've just realized this is a hospital. This is an emergency department. This hospital looks really modern, actually. I didn't realize that at first. Obviously, electric cars as well. That's probably gonna feed into this as well.
How to get there? Easy parking.
All right, let me quickly take my face down. Look, parking fees, and I'm wondering if this is per parking lot or you can change it throughout the city. So you think about like how London operates, how expensive it is inner city parking to out of city parking. You see noise pollution, how full these car parks are. That's really interesting. The upkeep costs, $1,500 a month. That's quite mad. That's quite a lot. And seeing as this city is actually losing 176,000. Jeez, but yeah, look how easy this is.
Actually the deciding factor for some people when choosing where to socialize and spend their money.
Very unique, very unique. Let me turn my camera back on. Oh, not that one. There we go. So that's gonna be interesting. A closer look at this park as well. I think this might be some sort of city hall, The fact that it's got parking out front, it's very highly decorated. Maybe that's what the $2.20 was looking at. I have too many Cities Skylines people that I watch. It's insane.
That's another pathfinding cost. Money.
Money.
Fuel, parking, and public transport tickets can seriously add up. So it's a factor in where people choose to go and how they get there.
For some reason, I got stumped with this clip because, and I'm sure it's just because every bus that we've used previously looks so cartoon. This bus and this look just is stunning. Is stunning. But going back onto what they said, so fuel costs. Do you know what's actually funny? In the first dev diary and in the first in-game trailer, there was a fuel station, which obviously is going to put in. Now, one thing that I did mention in the first dev diary was how many different industries there were. I'm now wondering, because one of those industries was oil, as we've had in the last game. I'm now wondering more and more if industries is going to directly influence not only our citizens' lives, but also what we sell. Because within there was also like livestock, there was wool, there was gems. And I'm wondering, maybe even more so now, if we're refining fuel, does that mean that we can fuel our own petrol stations? Or does it mean that we're importing fuel to fuel them? this could be quite interesting. This could be quite interesting. And maybe, with that in mind, maybe the cost of fuel changes as well. Maybe that's maybe a step too far. But maybe the cost of fuel changes, so then people then need to rely on public transport more because it's cheaper. This is very unique.
The final factor influencing pathfinding is behavior.
This.
Or how likely people are to engage in risky maneuvers on the road. U-turns, lane hopping, and speeding can reduce travel times, lower fuel consumption, and avoid some of the inconvenient aspects of travel. To keep pathfinding costs low, people will reroute if something happens on their journey.
Okay, there's a lot going on here. So people's behavior, I'm wondering if this is what I was on about. If the citizens' happiness directly impacts their behavior. So if they're not happy, they'll gladly do some really bad stuff, like very bad merging or doing U-turns, like you saw, disrupting traffic flow. Could be very interesting. Also, this video goes into a lot about road maintenance, which we did have a brief look at beforehand. I love the fact that vehicles can reroute now, because beforehand, massive tailbacks of vehicles if a fire engine was stopped or if there was a traffic accident or stuff. I'm very excited to see how road maintenance comes into this.
For example, if they get caught behind a traffic accident that takes too long to clear, they'll find another way to get where they're going. Hang on. Traffic accidents? Afraid so.
Yeah, there we go.
Drivers can lose control and crash their vehicles into traffic and buildings.
And I also wonder and buildings. Does that mean that we're going to be going into a state where in CS1, if there was a natural disaster, the site had to be cleared and made sure it was safe to go in again before rebuilding? Maybe this is a factor as well. But also, yeah, as they said, I think they say it in the next bit, that rain and bad road maintenance causes these accidents. But also maybe their behavior as well. Yeah, maybe they are linked. Maybe they are linked. If someone's in a particularly bad mood and then there's like it's really torrential rain, maybe they're more prone to get accidents. Very intriguing.
Yikes. You see, things like wet roads, extreme weather events, and the time of day can increase the risk of a collision.
Extreme weather events. So that's obviously going into a little bit more natural disaster. But that might be something we need to read more into.
But it's actually poor road conditions that should keep you awake at night. Want to reduce the risk of serious mishaps? Send your road maintenance crew out ASAP. Traffic AI has improved pathfinding so much that you can now...
So I'm just having a look again. Again, I think this is the same view. This is obviously like the epicenter of where all this is going on. This looks like a nice chapel, actually. Didn't see that before.
Grow a larger population. But remember, a big population brings opportunities and challenges.
And this is going into more why a lot of people who have played this already have said that it is more challenging because there is so much more going on. So obviously with a bigger population beforehand, you just have to make sure they're all happy with services and things like that. Now it sounds like with a bigger population, there's going to be more accidents, there's going to be more maintenance, there's going to be more AI and people controlling which pathfinding option they want. I'm very excited to see more of this when it comes.
2 info views can help you plan and react when life takes a left turn.
Okay, so you can't see it. Let me quickly take off my camera once again. So, parking facility availability, obviously going to be a massive thing in this game. You can see like little P's above everywhere. I love that. I can also see over here, it looks like there's a couple other things. Now, I'm wondering if these are roads that need to be maintained, potentially. You can also see parking lots, maintenance depots, and maintenance work vehicles can be all colorized as before as well. So that's very interesting to see. I keep pressing the wrong one. There we go.
Traffic info view takes the guesswork out of
We've seen this before.
It delivers a real-time overview of how much traffic is on your road network and traffic, so you can resolve problems quickly. Deep simulation transforms the movement of people.
Also, I've just seen something else there. A little sneaky. This down here is not something we've seen before. Because beforehand, we've only seen coal power plants. I'm wondering if this is potentially either some sort of industrial or some other industrial plant. Whether this is a oil manufacturing place or a refinery. Linking directly into these parking lots. Seeing if there's anything else in this view. I love this strip here. Oh, up here as well. I'm wondering if that is the same coal power plant that we saw originally. Or maybe it's nuclear. Because $2.20 did say in this video that there are different areas within the city that just haven't been shown yet. More rural ones, more out of the way little villages. So it could be that this is something new. I'm not entirely sure. Anything else here? Not really. Not really. Same with this. The one thing I am still asking about is... And actually, I think it's just been answered. So in the previous video, everything it was showing is either... So we know transport can be upgraded onto pretty much any road, which I'm very excited for. No need to worry about like downloading new assets and stuff. I probably will still, but regardless. The question that I had was if you can do it alongside roads that have been upgraded with trees or lights, because they never showed that off the first one. But you can see here, confirmed, there is a tram line with trees, and it looks like with crosswalks, with traffic lights here. So I think that answers that question. So I'm pretty happy about that. More road maintenance.
Is a response to the world around them. A world of your.
Yeah, so there's the same plant. It does look slightly different. This looks like a bigger complex. But I could be wrong about that. I'm struggling to think of anything else. I think we've covered everything pretty well. And seeing as this is already a 27-minute video, Jesus Christ, probably cut it down a little bit. But thank you very much for watching. As I said before, 3 PM BST every Saturday, we play our heavily modded, completely custom playthrough of CS1. We'll be reviewing these videos every Monday, so keep an eye out, subscribe, do all the good stuff, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.